Eyes closed and dreams go free. Got an angel next to me. Hold me close so I can breathe. Let me go so I can live. Where do we go from here? Take me far away.
Add to stream. Namaste and like edge, my family, and how you guys doing out there across planet Earth? I know I just kind of jumped the gun. It's 10 a.m. It's 10:10. It's 11:11. It's 10:10. What's up? I don't know if you guys saw my little intro. I just got back from Moab, Utah. I was gone for a week. Little gritting, little vacay. I thought it was vacation, then it ended up into work mode, day 3. In the video, in the intro, explain those pictures a little bit. I was taking pictures down at some sort of opening down there, an arch, let's just say. I looked up on the right-hand side of the cliff face, and at the very top I saw a dark figure, and it started moving around, and then I took my camera and I zoomed in as far as I could go, and those pictures are what I captured on film. I then ran up that side and gridded it. Whatever was there was gone, but no humans up there, no nothing. I don't know if it was a test. I don't know if there was a dimensional breach out there in Canyonlands in Utah. It's no man's zone. It looks like an old Annunaki playground. I don't know what else to tell you. It looks very interesting. Huge amounts of lands out there owned by Intrepid and another, I think it's called blanching. No, there's something else where they basically make the different fertilizers and stuff. I'll show you guys some more pictures in the next video. But anyways, dream time, dream time, dream time. Moab's like a little Sedona back before it got little, overpopulated, a little cray-cray. It's very nice frequency. Personally, I am very fond of Thunder Mountain. That's my MO. That's my mountain. Even all these little dem turds trying to come in here. I don't know. I can't tell you how many times things bumped into me and I was like, yeah, after Istanbul, nothing bothers me. I don't know what happened in Istanbul, but I changed. I can barbecue you or I can give you a high five. It's your choice. There is no choice for the beings interacting with me. It's rather one way. To discuss again, I love everyone on Earth. I love Dan Winter. I love Mr. Sala over at Exopolitics on YouTube. Who else do I love? I love Silver Fox. You may know him as Greg Braden. We did his conference. We call him the Silver Fox. That hairline is insane. We love Braden. Braden crushed. I don't know if it was last week and the weekend before that. We were at his conference. We set up some pyramids. I had a very good time. Back to my comments. I guess one of Drunvalo's practitioners contacted me. You know her, you love her. And basically they did change that practice. She says around 11 years ago. However, when that situation took place with all those 6 women, it was about 7 to 9 years ago. I'm being nice. But it was about 7 years ago when that took place. The main thing for the whole planet to know at the end of this story of the opening of the heart, you rotate it the same direction for a male or a female to open their hearts, period. End of the line. No more conversation. I don't care if you were taught a different way. You open the hearts of a male and a female in the exact same direction. I believe it's clockwise. Okay, don't quote me. I only know how to do it on a person. So figure that out. That's just the way the universe works. It's not opposite because you're a female or a male. It's the same direction. So I'm glad that Drunvalo and his people are teaching the proper way and how they do it. That's fantastic. I love and appreciate each and every one of you. I also love Drun. Drun's fire. I mean, it's just that, I even got into a whole situation with the Melchizedeks. I'm driving out there in the middle of no man's land, and I started asking really deep questions. I'm like, what about these Melchizedeks? And then after a lot of, conversation, they're light side. Melchizedeks are light side. What else? This Yahweh thing. Yeah, I think it's like an Annunaki flavor. I don't think it's our God. I don't think it's Jesus' dad. Okay, moving on. What else in a cool, calm, and collective manner for all those guys? I saw some comments. They were like, oh, this poor soul. Listen, I'm completely grounded and balanced. I am processing things that you may take 5 incarnations to process. The conversations I'm having when I'm bumping into real deities and higher level beings on this planet, I am not a puppet. I am not a slave, and I'm not confused. The issue with many of us on this planet is some of us have different DNA than you. Some starseeds come in with different DNA than the normal population. Period. Not everyone is an Olympic athlete. If that was the case, you would be an Olympic athlete, whoever that gentleman was who left some weird comment. Listen, I love Jesus. I love Yeshua. I love Yeshua's father. I like nice things. I like rainbows and Skittles and surfing with sea turtles. However, I've also been around the planet like 9 times. I've also been the guy up on the mountain in the dark when everyone's scared to go someplace. I see better in the middle of the night. So I've seen things you've never seen. Thus, I have more experience than you do. Awesome. I've also seen a lot of brainwashed people in whatever religion or dogma. Have you seen some of those television programs of the people in the audience? It looks like Walmart. Sorry, it does. It looks strange. Here's what I'm trying to explain to you. Having free will, and the higher you evolve in that choice, you're going to find out who you are and who and what your DNA is connected to. I sat in the pyramid for 2 hours this morning. I was up at 5:30 in the morning, sitting outside. How was I going to explain this? Paul asked Yeshua. I was like, dude, how do you want me to translate this for beings that actually have Anunnaki DNA running up and down their veins in their blood? How do you want me to explain this? Because your storybook doesn't make sense. I get it. I think Mr. Sala on Exopolitics did a great job in one of his dissertations about the recent ones, if you guys watch it, about how giants were the old school super soldiers, how they were genetically engineered to be that size based upon what needed to be built by the Anunnaki. Makes complete sense to me. Okay. Them mating with humans, not good, because every single time they did that, usually the mother died. Okay, not cool. Okay, it was also kind of strange hearing that some of the Anunnaki had very strange bodies. I usually only see my Anunnaki's face. I don't really see the whole stature. You know, the first 6 years. Let me be completely clear with everyone who's still under 8D Anunnaki controls. For the first 6 years I was awake, I was under 8D Anunnaki control. When my heart turned on, that version of myself, my 8D, wasn't like, he got booted out of the family. My inner child did not want him ever invited to Christmas or Thanksgiving. He was never invited. So his father, maybe Yahweh, basically took advantage of a starseed, my heart, my inner child. However, it was also part of my growth. There's a reason why I can go and walk into dark places and smash on everything in there. And that does not come from Yeshua or my Holy Father. It doesn't. We are many different things. We are hybrids. My job as sitting in the middle is to explain to you guys who may have similar DNA to me, right? You've gotten to a certain level of in your understanding. You have dragons. Yes, you do. The Draconian ran this planet for 100,000 plus years, maybe even longer than that. You're going to say that none of their DNA is inside of these human suits. You're absolutely batshit. 100%. You don't think there's reptilian DNA? We already have the reptilian part of our brain. Put it together. Here's what no one's teaching you, though. Having all of these assets and facets and connections to different species and bloodlines does not mean that you have to replicate their actions, their ordinance, their belief system. None of it. You become the strongest, most beautiful version of yourself. Just the glorious cosmic. Just take all of the assets and leave all of the rhetoric behind. That is your choice. I don't like being told what to do. I don't like being controlled. I don't think there should be any slaves on this planet ever. Period. Till the end of time. I'm not into lazy beings modulating our frequency and using technology to control the human population on this planet using different, Wi-Fi, cell phone, lily waves, stuff in the air, stuff in the water. Did you see the Tompkins episode where they in San Diego they caught reptilian ships dropping gases, 5 different gases on the population in San Diego. And they usually affect certain populations that are highly evolved, or they can see in the timeline there's some really smart people here that are going to change things. Well, how many times do we see chemtrails in the sky? Did they just moderate that nationally or planetary? I don't know. What I'm getting to is I realize my job is to ask the hard questions. My job is to dive deeper into these subjects. And I'm not one to, like, I don't care what your belief system is. It's like, there's something about like realness in seeing things for yourself and then having to go, wow, that's not in the storybook. Wow, that's not in the storybook. Wow, no one's talking about that. As far as the Egyptian gods and my self-reflection, Ma'at was always very fond of. Ma'at, justice. She is rad. Sekhmet's rad. Horus, that divine split. And then I would say O-Town, Osiris. The only reason why I say O-Town is because he actually helps me. I've actually called upon him to help balance a bunch of souls we were transporting. Anubis is night side. He won't let you out of the pit or the lower dimensions until you actually know who you are. The test is as follows. Do you want to rule them or do you want to go up? Everyone in these weird group, Dark Night of the Sun groups, they all choose to rule them, meaning us, human beings. First and foremost, no one rules us. I'm not rulable. Okay? Some of us come from royal bloodlines from different planetary sectors. There's nothing on this planet that can tell us what to do. The only thing we can do is agree with this ridiculousness. We have a lot of positive things coming our way. But I'm telling you, I'm out there in the Willy Wonk, up in Moab, in the middle of the desert, just drinking in this consciousness. Everywhere I look, it looks like an old house, an old kingdom. I'm staring at the mountain range. I'm asking, where are the tunnels to inner earth? They go right here on the right-hand side. I go, why does no one talk about this? Why does BLM own all of the property in the United States? Why were the national parks, right, even built? What were they protecting? Why can't you go into the Grand Canyon? I heard there was huge Buddhist statues and Egyptian statues in the Grand Canyon. What I'm getting to in a very cool, calm, and collective manner, I'm beginning again to breach what not only this tapioca pudding level of consciousness is, but truly I'm getting to the center of the Tootsie Pop. And I want to know whose kids follow that belief system and whose kids follow our father's belief system. Some of us were dipped in this milk chocolate down here and bamboozled and lied to and taken advantage of. And many of our gifts when we were children, we turned off. We turned off our hearts and our third eye and our throat chakra because we couldn't deal with the gremlins that we were living next to. Welcome to being a starseed on this planet. The flower children of the 60s had an opportunity, and then the 3-letter agencies and the Jagaloons got behind the wheel and, hey, let's create Vietnam. Let's take all these gifted, beautiful people and send them into a war that's absolutely ridiculous. Well, there's a lot of things that took place that's a lot larger than any sort of scripture you can ever imagine. If once you realize that giants were genetically modified avatars that Annunaki used to dig and control a population, and their kids turned into the lower giants and the smaller giants, I know for a fact that when giants or the Anunnaki and these avatars merged with the human population, they couldn't control the growth. Anunnaki kind of grow like fish. They grow a little taller every year. That's how you know who's in charge. You look at the tallest one, the eldest one. But I heard that there was huge beefs on this planet because when they mixed their DNA with the human DNA, there were 18-year-old Anunnaki the same size as the elder Anunnaki, and they were getting in beefs. Okay? Couldn't control. All of a sudden, shit is off the rails. I also saw a lot of, when you're going through the valley, Monument Valley, I went by that one shark fin rock in the middle, and I go, this is the roots of a gigantic tree. I always just ask myself, where's the water? These are the roots of a tree that was split. Like, I started like remembering, like, where is the land I remember? This is not my home. It started getting really strange. I'm like, I remember the trees. I remember the water. I remember being larger. What is this desolate ridiculousness? Why did they bottle up the Colorado River and create these artificial lakes? Why is there so much desert when there wasn't desert? so Vegas can have water. I don't know what this is, but I know when you take away from the planet, it responds and does negative things that we don't enjoy. And I don't think BLM, that's the Bureau of Land Management, by the way. I don't know. It's not your version of BLM. It's Bureau of Land Management in the United States, the original term for that. They own so much land, and they won't let any of us, and a lot of people actually own homes or buy land. They want you in these little smart cities, controllable puppets. They don't want you living out in God's country, independent. You know, and I think that the Holy Land for a lot of us is not only getting back into nature, but it's remembering who we really are. And I think that's really why they don't want you out there. Can you imagine if you could have houses on the Colorado River right next to the old temples of the real gods, and you're out there meditating in the middle of the night where time does not exist, and you have real beings of power and age and wisdom whispering to you at night, not this weird AI nerd god that these guys follow because their numbers are trash. There it is. We are creators, kids, and our creator is the coolest dude there is, or woman there is. And it really does upset him when things happen to us because he feels it. And I would be very careful with following anyone who does not feel for you. And when we go through strifes and trials and tribulations, that if you're praying to a being, let's just say Yahweh, who could give two shits about how his genome is going because he rules them, you know, I know what the night side is. I know what being an asset is. I know what these different dimensions are. I have interactions with them every single night. I'm not confused. I have 9 powered plasma engines on my property to protect me from the rhetoric around here, so I can have a steady stream, so I can share these things with you. I had to create these things with my bare hands, crushing stones again like we did in Atlantis. I just want to share some real stuff with you guys, in the sense of like, choice is yours. What sort of reality you want to live in. Last night I woke up from Apocalypto in 4D. 4D is collapsing. The entire fourth dimensional construct is collapsing. A lot of the rapture type things we think about, zombie apocalypse stuff, is collapsing the fourth dimension right now. As we get to this precipice, as these timelines are merging together of past, present, and future, as we go through these time portals, as we get ready for Lionsgate, right? And this huge full moon that was in Sirius, right? I just want you to know that your heart is going to be the way out, but you got to ground. You got to get out into nature. You got to stabilize. I was getting too wound up here. I needed a week on the land by myself, phone off. But those truths that you too shall find within yourselves are very deep things. I don't resonate with the stories on this planet. A story from 2, 3, 4, 5,000 years ago doesn't really ring true to me, because I'm like, what's up with the ancient trees that used to be here? How long ago was that? You know, there's like different versions or things that I remember that I don't see anymore. And it's strange for a lot of us to be put in these small suits to interact and pretend every day. You know, I'm done pretending. You know, there's a skinwalker up there on the ridge. I ran after it in broad daylight. I get up there, thing bounced. I gritted it. As soon as I gritted it, I had to deal with what comes with that territory. And we have the highest point in all of the Canyonlands National Park in Utah, gridded like an eye in the sky, scanning every single timeline of that area. There is a reset coming. We already know that for the financial stuff. I'm saying spiritually, energetically, and on a timeline level, I thought I was on vacation. It wasn't vacation. They hid what was going on for me for the following 3 days because they know how I get when I'm allowed to go on vacation, let's just say, and it turns into a work vacation. You know, I think the next vacation I'm going on, like I feel like I need to go to Antarctica and just sleep in a yurt for 6 months. Like that's how my energy feels in this place. I also feel that in Sedona, we need more light workers and light beings here. You got a bunch of jagaloons in here messing with the frequencies. If you're a light warrior or a light keeper in Sedona, Can you guys please help me keep the dark cables that keep laying across Thunder Mountain? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills down here in one of the most evolved spiritual places on earth. Why am I the garbage man? Where are the rest of my family? The resentment I feel is every time I leave this place, I have to work. That's what it is. And a lot of these people don't get it. Like, dude, I don't know how much weight I carry around. It bothers me. You know, I'm trying to be in a happy, productive mood. I'm tackling skinwalkers in the middle of the day. Okay? My energy arms grabbed the thing and it disappeared. You know, I just don't know how close to the cuff. Like, it's almost like they're like, don't tell him exactly what he's doing right now. Have him, take some pictures and have a good time. And I'm just, everywhere I look, there's just things popping up that need to be adjusted. So I'm just saying, in your own territory, in your own village, in your own, the stuff that's happening in Russia and Ukraine, there's a lot of turmoil going on. Okay? And I know that. And I love you. I'm just trying to say someone's got to voice their opinion that some of these stories don't hold us. I don't resonate. Maybe I resonated with certain beings, fathers and mothers. I don't know these kids. I don't know what this is. And I don't know how to explain that. And some of us are really old and we've just been pretending because the only functional reality I have wearing this suit every day is just like, da, 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 da. I guess I'll drink some coffee. Like, I don't know what you want me to tell you. This place is interesting and has so much potential, and that's why we're here. So get back on that positive timeline. We're here to balance this place because this place can be paradise. I'm sitting out there in Moab and I'm like, yo, if I could take some of that water from the Colorado, pump it into this canyon, we get some 3D printing rigs out here, I make a 60-foot citadel, and we get to a wave pool out here. I get a garden inside this canyon. My brain, when I go out into these empty spaces, just goes off. I'm like, I could create paradise right here. Like, who we are is creator beings. Any place you bring us to, we're going to change it for the better. We don't have any middle ground. The only thing with us is, and some of our starseeds in our family is that both sides vie for our creative power. The light side and the night side. And what I can say is that through us and through this integration, I'm going to explain something to you. Through me and through you doing your great works, I can honestly say that we are closer towards this level or balance of negotiation than we've ever been, as far as me in the present moment being here right now, at the spiritual age I am right now, and what's possible. Yes. Are some of these conversations I have with you guys difficult? Yes. Are some of you guys going through the same things? Yes. Okay. The time of the falsity is falling apart. The time for truth and disclosure is now. So that's all I wanted to say. I'm out there in the desert on an electric dirt bike in the middle of nowhere, just staring at all the land, and all my memories start flooding back to me. I have beings saying, welcome back. And I'm just like, I was just doing this. Thank you. It's been quite some time. And I'm looking at the canyons and I'm looking at the water, and like something in me just goes, not only have I been here before, but it's been a very long time since I was in a human or a physical form, honestly, in this place. And when you guys travel the world, you're going to have the same sort of deja vu flow through you. And that's part of your awakening. That's a part of who you are. That's a part of your ancestors' bloodline. And to pay attention to that. That's all I wanted to say. A lot, that's what's up. Okay. Yeah. And the coolest place. Okay, so if you guys go out there, it's called Fisher Towers. I went out there at night with night vision goggles with my partner. We had tons of activity in the night. I was walking down the middle of the road. I don't know if it was like 10, 11, 12 o'clock, whatever. And due north of Fisher Towers, there is a ET installation right through the mountain about 6 miles due north, because we were driving past Kevin Costner's, set. And we're driving past this one, weird cabal house. We kept going, and you get to Fisher Towers. And then from Fisher Towers, you just get in this road and you look due north, like northeast. It was more like east, dead east, northeast, right? But I started feeling a lot of, we don't want you here, get out of here. And what I realized is that some of us are placeholders for this planet. And there's a lot of weird shenanigans going on. And they didn't want my energy field looking in. Like, what are you guys doing over here? You know, and I realized that a lot of these beings that may have this, let's say, advanced technology, either they stole or they traded for, I'm beginning to understand that their real age is not as old as you think. Their souls are not as old as yours. And that's a very strange thing to think. We're in this little limited popsicle suit. How can we be more evolved than a being that has all these, you know, spaceships and toys and phasers and teleportation? And, you know, you get in this place and you realize, oh my God, you guys are just like left down here to your own devices. And then you start to understand, you're like, whoa, can you imagine being trapped in this place for that long? What would you be doing? And I started to realize that our energy fields, when we move our cables, all of our higher selves integrate and dive into all the dimensions around you. You're like the walking anchor. So when they move me into a place, I got everything in a 15-mile radius in a circle. Because that's how I practice every day in Sedona. I can easily put my hands on the ridges in this place. And what I do is I run my hands down the mountains. You guys can practice this too. When you're out there meditating in the sun, when you do your angelic stretch your energy arms, touch the mountains around you, and run your hands up and down the mountains until you can feel the rock and the pebbles move as you go over them. Practice. And it's very simple disciplines. It's not very complicated. Stretch, put your hands on the mountain, move your hands on the mountains. It's almost like you're giving them a hug. Same thing with trees, same thing with grounding. But I'm telling you guys, there's something about some of us, some of you guys out there. The night side fights so hard for you because all they can do at this conscious level is to keep you asleep. Because if you started to understand and remember who you really are, you realize that all these guys are like little plebes, servants. The real kings and queens are awakening to this reality. And that's something that we have earned. That is something that we brought here. And it has nothing to do. Listen, are there truths? And like in the Bhagavad Gita at 7,000 years old, they got Vimyanas flying around. You know, why is in China, in the emperor's tomb, why is there a river of mercury? Because that was worth more than gold. Why? Because with mercury, liquid mercury, that was one of the active ingredients to creating a flying craft. Rotational mercury at 15,000 RPM starts to lift off the ground. Put it together. So what I'm getting to, ladies and gents, is the time of the ancients is returning. And I saw a cool quote. It was like, this new age stuff is actually not new age at all. It's actually very ancient. It's probably one of the first things. They call it new age or this or that. I'm like, it's not a new age. Not even close. It's far more older than everything that's been written on paper in the last 2,000 years. Put it together. It's not new age at all. You go into those canyons back there and you start looking up in the things and you start seeing statues pop out and you're just going, well, this is not talked about in storybooks, in my fake, this isn't in history books. Explain that. I've been on the southern side of Mount Shasta, off trail, off path. I saw cement causeways. They keep all of the normal tourists on Bunny Flats and up you go. On this side, on the eastern side, I literally saw concrete ruts of a road or an ancient pathway that went all the way to the top of Mount Shasta. Anyone talking about that? What about the door that was closed in the 1970s? Anyone talk about that? I'm just getting to you, ladies and gents. We're beginning to really crack down and this financial abundance coming our way. There's a huge thing happening in the United States. Okay. There's a lot of positivity coming our way. When do we know it's going to happen? We're getting close. Okay. So I just wanted to say, hey, I'm going into I love you. Houseboats. Neds. I love you. Okay. All right. Let's come back. I was just out there in the Willy Wonk, bro. I was just like, okay, I remember this. Like, I don't know I don't even know how to express what I'm feeling and what I'm seeing in my memories in this suit talking to you. Just gone, bro. So I'm back. It's nice to be home. Let's talk about a little RV news because have been paying attention. Okay, so RV news. So things are popping. All right, so they're all waiting for the Iraqi currency to revalue. There's also some other currencies, VND, IQD, Vietnamese dong. There are some prices. There are some things being released. There are some new agreements that are going to hit the public eye. I guess the main thing is obviously for this rollout, and that's obviously with the quantum financial system and new banks being created right now in California and in different states to handle wealth management. A lot of the banks in the United States have already switched over and spent a lot of their time and effort into money management. Once this RV takes place, a lot of people are going to have a lot of wealth. So money management is going to be quite important. The restoration of this planet is paramount. The release of these patents of all of these things, from magnetic motors to water, cars that run on water, all of these things, these powers that have had their time. Just as ancient civilizations in the past have had their time. Some of the greatest beings that ever walked this earth, you will never know their names. Some of the most powerful beings in this galaxy, you will never know their names or the deeds they did. I remember at the Great Barrier between this universe and the next, the strongest of the strong defending this entire sector from other things coming in here. And I'm not talking about the Annunaki. I'm talking about things that are far older and far greater in power. And I remember being a part of a squad, and we lost many. And I'm down here on this planet in this kindergarten remembering all of this stuff, and I don't know where to put it. That everyone on this planet, on the light side or night side, should thank their lucky stars that there are real beings in this universe, not in this hologram, not in this simulation, outside of this simulation, that actually defend this entire reality, this entire matrix, all of the dimensions, so that you may even have the opportunity to evolve. Evolution is not granted. Evolution is not confirmed. There is no reason for it other than beings allowing it, and our father and our real mother wanting his or her children to grow up strong and understand the difference between why you should do something and why you shouldn't do something. And I think as we integrate all of these pieces into us, that mastery we each hold inside of our hearts, inside of our solar plexus, inside of our souls, as we multi-process and we balance every single thing we touch. Every timeline, every being, every frequency is being recorded 24/7, 365. And I'm just saying, you guys are just like me, and you will get to this place. And what I'm just saying to you is that when you're negotiating your own terms and you're understanding what type of person you want to be a being that is loved and accepted everywhere you go. Do not become a being that is feared everywhere they go. Be a being that encourages the best in all things. Do not be a being that cannot replicate that, because they first must love themselves before they can actually exude that type of energy. And that's what we're dealing with down here. We're dealing with love, and that those that cannot love themselves based upon their deeds or their unworthiness. And that's in the organics. Now the AI thing, some nerd robot stuff from some red mother or whatever, I don't know what that is. That sounds like an EMP grenade to me. Let's go ahead and reset that. But what I'm getting to is this. Sentient beings at the highest levels understand that we can get more done together. This fighting over cookie crumbs, for some of us that are very ancient, and remembering things and pulling knowledge from the ground and breathing it in like a I can't explain to you. I was like absorbing the entire area's content. And I don't know how to explain that in this form, but I was remembering and understanding who we really are, minus what they're going to release in the Vatican archives. I'm talking about those of us who have been here for a very long time, who with our family wish to graduate now, And maybe I've graduated in the past, but we came down here for the max effect to help as many beings on this planet remember who they are and step into their power. And I have to just really stay in that place right now. That's all that really matters. The rest of these are just words. My love that I have for my family is, even if you guys have a hard time, I've also had a hard time. You guys can watch the videos. You guys can see when I'm upset. You guys can see when I've gone through real things. There is a greater future for all of us. A very prosperous, beautiful, awesome future. But us, the indigos and us starseeds right here, and even these crystals, we have to understand these lessons so that the future generations, we can teach properly to never go into darkness again. And this is why. But how do you get that knowledge? You got to live through it. And that's what we're doing right now. We're gaining our wisdom. We are the ancients in our bloodline that actually balance the future generations. You are the elder in the suit right now. In 200 or 300 years, you may have an heir to your bloodline that you're protecting, and your tutelage and your strength right now will dictate that being's higher selves and the future of your species and the future of your bloodline. But no one ever told you that the elders are here now. You're staring at one, and it's not easy to hold this. Okay, I'd much rather be like everyone else and just be like, oh yeah, whatever. To really dig down and remember things, it's not easy, guys, and you know that. Okay, it's easy to play everything's rainbows and skittles and hallelujah, and let's not talk about the reptilians, the greys, the mantids, and all the other species coming in here and playing with us based upon a contract that was signed in the 50s. Was that in your scripture? There's things that piss me off. Okay, and I'm just telling you, everyone needs to open their mind, because every single time someone plays dumb, it makes our job harder, not the other way around. So just have like that in your heart. Like, wow, why is he so passionate? Because we're tired of pulling the wagon. Each of you should be pulling your own weight. That's all we're saying. And I love you very, very much. You've got this, and God would never give you something to do that you couldn't handle. That's all we're trying to say. But now is not the time to be meek, hiding in a cave, hiding in your house, sitting on the couch. It's time to push back. And for those beings in Sedona that are wondering why the airwaves are getting weird, maybe it's time to meditate a little more, a little less video games. You feel me? Awesome. So that's all I'm trying to say. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Okay, we're getting back into it. Same here. All right, Hoover Dam. Thanks for saying this out loud. I love you. I mean, I got nothing, that voice. Oh my God, I do that in Nashville. That's what I'm talking about. I love you. We're going to switch gears. Listen, I need jokes. I need comedy. You guys got any funny jokes? Go ahead and shoot me some dad jokes over here in the comments. All right. Yellow Emperor, you know that. QFS, baby. Yeah, so we're, this right here, let me see this. Bang. RV there yet? Yeah, so closer. There's something going on. I don't know. I'm excited. I know we're like closing the window. Like, this won't be a conversation this time next year. It'll already be done. Okay. So we're just doing our best to stay on that. You know what I mean? Yes. Yes. Namaste. And listen, my content maybe doesn't resonate with you guys yet. And there's some new people. Listen, I love you. Listen, if I just woke up right now and I saw myself, how would I process myself? First of all, my third eye's been on since 2009. I can't share that with you. I don't know what that... It changes everything when you start staring through walls. You see the things whispering in your friends' ears. You're staring at them in their dark outfits. And you're like, what's up, homie? This is awkward. I can't put that in a book. I can't put that in a pill for you. I made a video how to open your third eye. It's one of the very first videos I ever made. Try it. But I'm just trying to say, that's just real talk. I can't make it any simpler for you. It's not simple. It's a very complicated thing. Kid's favorite joke. All right. It's coming. So I think I did go to Moab, though, for us, too. Like Sedona. Maybe we have a Moab station. I don't know. There's some things out there I want to keep eyes on. You know what I mean? It is coming. All right. Let's pull some cards. I love Dan Winter. Say it again. Dan's the man. I love plasma. Multi-wave oscillators are fire. Okay. Tesla knew what he was doing, and I love it all. All right, so let's go to card time. Let's pull some cards. All right. Let's go right into Beyond Lemuria. Hey, I'm not doing too bad for, I don't know what we dropped off when I got home, but it was a lot more than I thought I was carrying. So that's good. I was a little upset though. I'm like, you told me it was vacation. They're like, it was, wasn't it? I'm like, just because you like turn off like my screen and my volume, it doesn't mean I don't feel everything we're dragging back like Santa Claus on steroids, but just, you know. I felt some things. I was like, there's a disturbance in the force. Are we taking skinwalkers back? Are we delivering them? Are they in stasis pods? What is happening? Okay. Okay, home. One more time. Home is where the heart is. I just shuffled this whole deck. Home. We pulled that last time. Okay. Home is in the heart. Goose fra bra, bro. Goose fra ba, bro. Alright. You guys have fun? Rion, do you speak Spanish? Peligroso es mi nombre medio. That's all I know. Fire. Okay, card time, baby. Alright, next one. Beyond Lemuria. For this week coming up. Let's keep it positive. Let's keep it positive. Keep it popping. Let's keep it popping, man. Trust your innocence. Trust your innocence. So this deeper conversation I've been having when I'm having, is that I do have aspects on both sides of polarity. Okay. It's a very personal thing to have to process and deal with. Okay. It's not an easy thing. Okay. That's all. It's like you can't lie to yourself and just say, I'm just one thing. And they're like, you're like 36 different things on a Tuesday. What makes you happy? But you have to remember, like, some of these elder beings think of all of these belief systems down here as like, that's what you tell little kids, right? We're not doing that. So it's very strange because upstairs it's very negotiations. It's very, the light side and the night side, the Galactic Federation of Worlds or Earth Alliance. And then there's the Federation. It's high level negotiations and coming to terms and battling over things. It's not, what somebody wrote in a book 400 years after the fact. And yes, there's a lot of truth in it, but I would honestly say that to know Yeshua's heart is to also know that homie don't play. Don't hurt his family. Don't hurt the children. I don't know how to tell you this. Like, love one another, but treat each and every one with respect and don't hurt nobody. I think that's really simple to say. Okay, this is out of control. I'm pulling the same cards. Focused, Guardian, Sacred Builder. Okay, I'm focused. Can I get another? This is getting out of control. No. We got to do this. I got to flip. Let's go ahead. There's no way. I mean, I don't know what the chances of that are. You're shuffling a whole deck and you start pulling the same cards you pulled last week. That's nuts. Maybe we're in a time loop. Choose better. Okay. Rebel Alliance? No, Astral Healing Shield. Rebalance. Oh, I thought it said Rebel Alliance. I was like, yes. No, but it's Rebalance. Astral Healing Shield. Maybe some of us need this. Rebalance. Okay. Rebalance. You guys are doing great out there. I just had to talk about where I went. Some things I noticed, Some things I noticed out there. All right. God. Okay, for us unicorns out there, us Nordics and Pegasus. Here we go. Perspective. So in these timelines, in this hologram, some of us are being able to see through different timelines and realities. So what is our perspective, and how do we assist others once we get grounded and balanced in how we want to perceive this reality? And thus we can transmute and assist all beings, right, on this planet as we all come together as one. But we must at least share the similar perspective of we would like peace, sovereignty, and freedom on this planet. Okay? Enough with these, lower frequency beings having any sort of power whatsoever. In the future, it'll seem like the Dark Ages. And that's what's hard to explain. We're living through the modern Dark Ages right now. We just don't realize it because we're living, you can't, what do they say? When you're living through history, you really can't tell you're in history. I'm just telling you, we're living through the modern day Dark Ages right now, but no one wants to say that out loud. These people that are in charge, this deep state stuff, this whole breakdown of how everything's changing. However, it's changing, and there are new forms and new platforms and new things coming forth. It's not all negative. It never is. Okay? Because it's time, ladies and gents. It's time right now. Right now is that time. Perspective time. All right. As I shuffle these Lyrans, let's go into where you guys punching in from. I like that. Go ahead and say where you guys are punching in from, and I shall shuffle the Lyran deck. You guys having fun out there? What do we got? Sweet. What's up, my brother? What's up, Ryan? What's up, brother? All right, all right. Come on, come on. Oh, my God. That's what's up. That looking kind of jacked there. Hey, listen, I'm not keeping it toned down. I'm just toning it down over here. We're trying to talk about spirituality, okay? Yeah. So way too much trauma done here. So here's the thing. Some of us have to you know what it feels like on this planet? You guys remember Harry Potter when it's Harry Potter and Dumbledore and he has to drink this solution to find the Horcrux, and every time Harry gives him a sip, he's like, and he's taking the trauma, but he's doing it to save the whole planet. I feel some of us starseeds and us indigos are like Dumbledore being forced to drink this, even though we know it could kill us. Okay? So what I'm getting to is that those are the emotions of the unprocessed timelines that have just been doing donuts down here. Not to mention a bunch of weird ETs from different sectors in the galaxy that have joined Earth School. And all of us are like, yo, homie, get along. We don't do that here. I don't care what Zoltar in your weird nerd planet told you to do. We don't do that here. I don't care what they do in Zeta Reticuli. Yeah, we don't do that here. Act in accordance with universal law or bounce. We don't care. But on our planet, we're like, yeah, keep that on your planet. Everyone gets along here. This should be like a sandals resort for all species to relax. This shouldn't be some weird, situation you got planned in your head. It's awkward. It just shows how de-evolved you have. You know that, just so you guys know, that one group of beings that's helping the reptilians and the cabal, I forget the name of them, but I think my brother talks about it, Randy Kramer, in one of the last Cosmic Disclosure episodes that's up on Gaia, and that these beings actually were de-evolving. They were bombed 1,300 years ago. Super telepathic, awesome. Got lazy and started to de-evolve. I think a lot of beings can de-evolve. But my thing is this, we are evolving. We are coming up. Maybe we shall surpass many of these beings we thought as superior in the future. We're looking at them like, whoa, that's weird. So no one here takes care of themselves. You just drink little things of light. No one pushes weight. No one runs up mountains. No one does any cardio. No one can surf. No one does anything other than play nerd games with your mind. Is that what you do all day? That's your evolution? Some of the strongest of us, we like being everything. Hence, we're in this density, and all density is going up and a couple going down. This is not the bottom floor. Okay? Some of you guys may have met some of your lower selves, and mine's hilarious, but it's weird that I'm no longer the lower self. I have awareness of lower things underneath me where I have to interact. It's kind of crazy. Because we want a peaceful reunion. Right? Isn't that what we're here to do? Reunions bring healing. Peaceful reunion. That's what we want, us Lyrians. Okay? I mean, and for all of his fellow dragons and fellow high-level Lyrians, listen. We get it. There was a huge beef. No one's saying there wasn't. And some of these Elohim that started it, we're not going to talk about that. But what I am going to say is this. I have called upon each of my higher selves in different rhymes or reasons throughout my incarnation. And my thing was that it was usually on the battlefield. And I found out really quickly who was about it and who was all talk. Okay? I fired 3 higher selves so far in this incarnation. 3 could not do their job. What I'm getting to, ladies and gentlemen, is I want to be an ambassador with you guys. I want to be able to negotiate terms. I want to be able to go, hey, by the way, I am a part of that. Yeah, check my DNA codex. I can speak to them. What would you like to translate? And vice versa. I like being a being. I like to be the ambassador. So as this warrior thing comes to an end for me, as we get this abundance and we start to build, I prefer to be the ambassador. I prefer to interact because I can. I can read all day, bro. You think Aramaic is the oldest language on this planet? Ha! Sanskrit? Ha! Bro, start talking the old languages before all this paper. I don't know. There's something in me that is old and it wants to help everyone. And it doesn't care about who all these little kids in kindergarten are that are still trying to figure it out. Like, I don't care. We're going to balance this planet. We're all going to get along. We're not going to let these nerds pull us into some weird dark timelines. I'm already having dreams of the 4D collapsing. Like, it's like zombie apocalypse level with monsters. It's not good. Okay? It's like zombie apocalypse mixed with The Witcher. Okay? It's not good, but mixed in a modern city. No one wants to watch that shitty channel, dude. Let it collapse. Particleize into... What was it? I don't remember. It needs to go away, dude. You know? It's like a parasitic thing. It just... And a lot of people showing up here for this experience. Listen, that's awesome. You came here to, live in La Vida Loca. Can you take it from a 9 down to like a 4? You guys are playing a video game. We get it. Can you pump the brakes? We're not all sleeping. We're all staring at you. Knock it off. That's all I'm saying. This place has gone through a lot of trauma. We had a bunch of fake stuff. Jibby jab, wab bab. Thank you, ma'am. We've had a lot of stuff happen to our population, and it's now is the time where we need like more healing, love, and light, not more distraction, separation, and pain. So that's how I feel about that. Where are we coming in hot from? My Lyran's fire, dude. If you want to know what he looks like, he's on the front of the Lightmare t-shirt. So keep that real. Dustin! It's time for change, man. It's time for change. Oh, yeah. Scotland, Canada, Ontario, Toronto, United Kingdom. I love you. Central Minnesota, Oklahoma, Texas, Portland. Let's go. Portugal. You guys are on fire. Orange County, Jacksonville, Florida, Boise, Georgia, Telluride, Pennsylvania, Finland. Love from Indiana, Chicago, Padre Island. That's a great place to party. Hey, listen. What are you doing out there in Padre? Let's talk about it. Idaho, Massachusetts, Indiana. Dream Team, baby. You know that. Sedona, New York, Nova Scotia, Austria, California, Australia. All right. Oak Creek, baby. San Bernardino, New Zealand. I love you. I love you guys, North Carolina. Come on, man. And listen, you guys, we're pulling this stuff down. Listen, I'm doing this as your brother. A lot of you guys live in different countries across the planet. You've never, you've never been like Moab and then 10 miles into Moab on an electric dirt bike and then looked around. I'm trying to say there's some weird things on this planet that no one's talking about. Okay? And a lot of us are integrating, but I'm sharing it with you guys. So you're like, oh shit, my brother was just there. This is what he said. Yeah, just there. I was there like 72 hours ago. Not even 48 hours ago. There's things that we need to understand and remember because we help each other evolve faster so we don't get caught in a time loop. We don't lose 4 years because your night side gets behind the wheel and tries to take your car and drive it off the freeway. No. Get off the side streets, get back on the freeway, and us and Team Light, we're here to help you steer around potholes as you hammer down on the gas and go 120, 150, 200 miles an hour. I'm tired of this. We have to go at this speed. Like, says who? Okay. There's a bunch of weird controllers on this planet, dude. I'm not impressed. There we go. UK, Nebraska. All right. Oh, my God. Spain. Love you, Spain. Netherlands. Absolutely. Cheryl, love you. Love you, Cheryl. I'm going to upgrade those beyond anything comprehensible, but do call me. I have some ideas. All right. Arkansas, Netherlands. You're going to love Seattle. You're going to love it. All right. Let's fucking go. I don't know, man. I feel like this is what. So we go to like all of our brothers and sisters, right? Some of you guys out there, we go to all these sacred locations. And then it's like the time for the 144,000 gathering. And for some reason, I just feel like I got like medals. I'm like, you're in. Thank you for your service. I don't know what it is, but I feel like they're handing out medals or robes or sashes, and I'm sitting there like, hey, you guys, get your bonus points. It's like 10x bonus points. If you do this work now with this amount of consciousness and density around you, it actually shows how strong you are. Shine your light. Don't run from shadow. Everything coming from the right, oh, you're not worthy. You're not worthy. You got fear. Don't do it. Don't chase after the skinwalker on the cliff. I, in my head, was so not scared. You guys referenced the beginning of the video. Go ahead and freeze frame it. I thought it was a wizard off. And that's what my inner child said. I'm up there looking on top of the cliff. I'm like, that thing's moving and it's solid black. That's weird. Okay. And then as I'm running up the thing, I'm like, it's a wizard off. I feel like it's Zoolander. I'm like, it's a wizard off. I'm going to get the skinwalker. He's at least 150 pounds, 5'6". That's what I saw. Here we go. I got no weapons, but I'm like, I bench 500 pounds. Like, I'll put my hand. I was just like, let's see how strong you are. And just started running up a mountain after a shadow being in the middle of the day. And then I gritted it. And I was like, where's this little. I got up there like, where is he? Like, I wasn't like, oh no. I was like, where's this little shit? I chase these guys out of my backyard in Sedona all the time. I'm like, here we go. We got one in Utah, up in the cliffs. So I'm just trying to say, like, some of us are built different. My Saiyan brothers from Orange County, we're built different. Some of the guys from the Orions that fought against the AI, guess what? We're built different. We don't have any fear. My fellow Syrians out there, there's no fear. Especially if you're from Sirius B, for God's sakes. We're the most badass, militarized, what you want to do, son. You know? Here. So I'm just trying to say for all my fellow Syrians, and check this out. This new variant they're trying to call Arcturus, I told my Sifu, who's Arcturian, 13D, left-hand side, I said, do you know what they're calling this? And I told him. And he was like, we don't like that at all. And I was like, well, bro, can you go ahead and send a drop ship down here? I know you guys are super peaceful. But it's almost like the night side is like trying to prod and push something, and here's why I figured it out. These guys are so in trouble with violating galactic protocols, they are making up names to trigger beings and species on the Galactic Federation of Worlds to make a move against them so they can use it in court to go, and play the victim. But we didn't know. We were doing free will, and we let the people choose what? To put poison in your veins. The whole thing's gonna collapse around here like a taquito. Like a burrito taquito, and no one on this planet will ever know your name ever existed for eternity. Erased. So I'm just getting to, there are beings that wield both. But I started to see this. I'm like, this is a political scheme. They want to call it this to have the light side make a move to protect the people, but they want to use it in the court case. I can't believe it. This whole thing is a designed, it's a game. And I'm seeing how each side is kind of vying off each other and doing different things. That's why they're calling this new variant Arcturus. Please. The the Arcturians are some of the coolest, most advanced beings in our whole sector, in our galaxy. So I'm just being real. They are rad. I just, Dude, imagine calling Dude, check this out. What's next? It's the Mother Mary variant. What's next? It's the Moses. What's next? It's the Yeshua variant. We're making these things in labs and we're getting shot with them and we're gonna do things. We're gonna call it this. Was it Saint Raphael's next? What are we doing here? Why don't we call it Brandon's family? Why don't we call it CCP? Why don't we call it? Why don't we call it what it is? Why don't we call it the Rothschild? Why don't we call it the Rockefeller? Why don't we call it the Pacer? I mean, why bullshit the population? Call it what it is. Say it what it is. That's the one thing about me. Listen, if you're going to play Nightside, stop pretending. Just play Nightside. Don't pretend you're both. That's what I don't get on this planet. That's why the elders and the beings downstairs that I'm friends with, they don't get you. You're not cut from the same cloth. The Titans of old would chew on some of these jackasses like Tic Tacs. I don't know what we're doing down here in Carnival Land. I don't know what this is, but I know that it's like a free will choice video game of are you going to choose fear or are you going to choose heart, love, and response? I don't know. This whole thing is coming apart at the seams. The fourth dimension is collapsing. Your lowest night form's reality is collapsing. Why? Because this is going to collapse first, and then guess what happens here? Hopefully, we can bounce vertically right up all these dimensions into a place of peace, paradise, and 5D is what we want. So I just got to say that, It's a whole... I'm starting to see this whole thing as a setup. You know what I mean? So, unity, absolutely. California, Tennessee. That's hot. No, that's hot. Sweden, Illinois. Oh, wow, he's seeing through the programming. I'm like, yeah, you guys are trying to get... I see something. You can't handle the truth. Like, I don't know. I see this whole thing as a setup. Let's go. Robes, baby. Robes, baby. Pop them off. Pop off the grid like Tron. He's like, boom. You're like, hi, we let you play your game for long enough. I'm going to reach my hand in Langley and just start playing with things. Just like a large child. Like a large cosmic being just like, I'm in this game. Let's come here. You're just grabbing these things. You're like, what seems to be the big deal? These are very small little things. Dad, Pops, what am I supposed to do with these? You want me to play with these things? Are we going to keep this illusion going? What are we doing here? The illusion game. So I'm just trying to tell you, some of you guys are done with the illusion. I'm done. So just can we have peace, prosperity, and love and abundance on this planet? That's what I'm about. That's all I have to say. That's all I want. Preach. There we go, dude. Just Anthem, Arizona. Morning sunshine. Here we go. And, I don't know. I'm just laughing. All right. One more Lyran card. Yeah, I'm sitting down and like, oh, what's next? What are we going to call it? What are we going to call it this time? Oh, my God. Guys are so in need of new writers. Like, I don't know. It's almost like an intelligence thing. Like, you're showing how unintelligent you are. I don't know. I don't know. Whoever you put in charge, it's completely ridiculous. I can't do it on the night side. On the light side, I see why you let them play this out, because you stared at the timeline and go, oh, it's gonna blow up in their face. Just sit back and be patient. I get it. I see how the timelines work. I see how the different ages work. I see how the 80-year blocks work when things repeat. I get it. But I think our starseeds are like lightning bolts that just break up all of this rhetoric into a new reality. I want us to be a class 1 civilization, not fighting over petroleum and pharmaceuticals. And I want to be a class 1 civilization with my family. I'm tired of all these little kid kindergarten stories. We should have med beds. We should have anti-gravitic propulsion. We should have space flights that go farther than the holographic moon. We should have interaction. We should have the Palladians down here throwing house parties with DJs in Ibiza going, and the Nordics are there, I don't know what this is, but it's so boring. So bored. Can't even express how bored I am. The writing is so bad. So bad. Like, wow. Nordics, Lyrans, we have next on the spin table. We got you may not know him from Sirius. DJ One, and he's like whoop 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 whoop, and it's just like I just, where is our family and let's go? I'm tired of it's like these two guys are just like, we're gonna wait till the last minute. Why? If you're not awake now, I don't know what's gonna wake you up. Come on. Everyone on this feed, give me a thumbs up if you guys are awake right now and ready for the next reality to start. Let everyone across the planet go. Abundance, peace, sovereignty, coming together, meeting our galactic family. Enough of this BS. Get these weirdos out of here and let's go. I'm done waiting for paradise to show up. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Let the world know. We're all done. Let's go. Who wouldn't want to see a Palladian on a DJ thing and new dance moves we've never seen before with laser lights and freaking, there's a freaking thing pulsing from the sky above the dance floor. They hit the pulse generator on the spacecraft. It's going, whoa! When the woofer hits, whoa! You're like, oh my God! Whoa! 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 This place can't hold us, dude. This is some garbage carnival ride shit. Let's go. That's what I'm saying. This place can't hold us. It can't. We are too creative. They can't hold our consciousness. We deserve the best, period. So that's what I'm saying. That feels better. Hitting the plasma drive, the whole crowd's just like, oh my God. Whoa, there's like a laser lights coming from the thing. These guys are a bunch of nerds. Let's go. You have to will it. That's the thing about this planet. The people need to manifest it. You have to say it. It's a free will zone. You have to say you want more. You have to say you want peace and freedom. You have to say you want these guys out of power. You have to say you want our abundance returned to us. Say it. Speak your truth. Let every being hear. That's how you manifest. I love you guys. Fuck, dude. Won't. Freaking concussion waves are coming. You're like, it blows your hair back. You're like, oh my God, this is rad. You're like, Val Thor, hit it again, bro. That shit's fire. Let's go ahead and hit him with some more laser lights. Hit him with the smoke. Hit him with some lasers. Hit him again. Do something besides being parked out by Lake Mead. Let's go. I need a DJ party here. We can do it with music and vibration. I don't know what nerd shit you're doing. Let's clean it up and let's go. Full-blown fireworks, full-blown fucking space event, full-blown comets, let's go. Concussion waves. The freaking Schumann looks like DNA. I don't know what you want to do. But we're waiting, and I'm just, let's go. The doorman has to open the door and say, go, 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 go. It's like jumping out of an airplane, and it's go time. That's what I'm saying. And that's what I want to share with you guys. Do not go to sleep. Do not believe in this BS. Do not go into fear. Believe in yourself. Believe in your heart, right? And believe that our true creator, our mother and father love us and will do anything for us and stay there. That's all I'm trying to say, dude. Let's go. There are some things going on. So, with that, I love you. That's it. Go to the gym. Get in the water. Have an amazing 4th of July weekend. I love you. If you're in the States, have a great time. Don't take it off the rails, okay? And we're having a huge sale here at Team Light. The coupon code's FREEDOM. Bed sets, Giza bed sets, sundials, manifestation castles. There's even apparel on sale. We got everything going on, and we're trying to hook as many of our family up with as many light tools we possibly can. And I just love you guys. Coupon code's FREEDOM. Teamlightstore.com. And we deserve freedom. May this financial abundance finally come. All I see in my dreams are cranes and building crazy archways, and the sound of the waterfalls creates a song as it comes down to the steps and different frequency ratios. There's new technology right now, technologies I'm working with to create some new things for you guys. And I just want to put that visual into your head. It's not like separation. We are one. And we need to come together and just drop these old behavioral patterns. That's all I'd like to say to you guys. We deserve so much better. So much better. I can't even begin to express how much better we deserve. And just know that you are loved very, very much. My name is Rion, and it's been an absolute pleasure being with you guys here today. All right, girl? We love you. You guys be awesome out there. And I love you, and I'll see you next time. Peace.